Hello, everybody. This is Richard with Slothfather Trading. I'll quit moaning just because I started a call. Um, Today, I want to do a video for a couple of students that I have, just showing the tools and indicators that I put on the chart and how we apply them to the chart, um, and basically how to use what I use. Um, let's see. Let's just go ahead and get into it. I did this video yesterday and realized that my mic had went dead, and recorded this long video, and then ended up having to redo it. Let's get us a blank chart to work with, and we'll just take Euro and clear drawings and clear indicators, and we'll just start with a blank chart here. So these are your tools over here. My students, I've asked them to go and watch videos, basically tutorials on the TradingView software itself, for beginners. I think there's a few good ones out there. I don't need to sit here and make a super long video on everything inside TradingView. I think most of my students, if they spend 1 to 2 hours tops on some videos that are already out there, they'll learn the basics of how to customize their charts, move around the software, a few key items that they may need to use, and so forth. But after they get accustomed to that, I want them to have a video that shows the specific tools and indicators that I use for the system that I trade. So that's what we're going to do today. It could be a little bit of a lengthy video, but it's something that all my students now and in the future can go back and reference as many times as they need to get used to the tools and indicators that I use. So the first thing I want to point out is that when you use a tool over here, if you go in and star that tool or put it on the favorites list, that will put it in this little toolbar that you can place anywhere on the chart that you like. So everything I use is in this toolbar. There's even one that I need to get rid of. Nope, I don't want to hide the whole toolbar. That's the Ray, and I'll just go ahead and get rid of that now. And if you unmark check the star, it will take it out of your quick bar. What I call it, I don't know what the TradingView calls it, but that's my quick bar or my favorites bar. Indicators will not go in here. Indicators, you have to search for the specific indicator and then star it in here, and it will always be in the favorites tab of your indicator list. So any indicators that I mention, I have a whole lot. I use very, very few. It's just trial and error over my time of trading that I just haven't unfavorited the ones that I just don't use anymore. So a little bit of quick background on me that probably really shouldn't need to be said, because most people who are going to be watching this are going to be my students who I've already introduced myself to, and we've had discussions. But in case someone new comes into YouTube and just happens upon the video, my name is Richard Harper, and I started Slothfather Trading. I'm 52 years old. I am, for at least to the end of this year, still a full-time truck driver, and have been trading for a little over a year. I've been rather successful for the short amount of time that I've been trading. I am a funded trader through prop firms, and I do plan to leave trucking at the first of the year and be a full-time trader. I've gotten myself in a position where I have multiple funded accounts, and I feel very confident in my system and my trading abilities to be able to make a living off that now. So it's been a long process. I've worked really hard at it. I spend several hours a day educating myself, learning from all different kinds of people on both the technical side and the mental side of trading. So that is kind of me in a nutshell. Slothfather Trading is not an actual business. I just named my channel that because I am the Slothfather in Alpha Traders Country Club Discord. And that is my sloth. So let's get into it. Knowing that we can favorite all of these, anytime I'm just going to go through my favorites bar here, and then I'll move up to my indicators. And then there's one other thing that I use, which is the object tree. Watching my dogs. That I will also explain before too long. So all of these indicators, like I said, just go in here and find them. I'll point them out and just put them on your favorites tab. My short position, which are these lines with a diagonal line to the downside, and my long position, which is these lines with a diagonal dashed line to the upside. These are what I use to place my trades. And that is my standard setup for crude oil. 12-cent stop. Why? Oh, that's because I'm not on crude oil. Duh. That is how I place my trades. I'll explain that a little bit more in a minute, because I want to get the charts set up first. So these aren't in particular order. I think I need to unfavorite them and then refavorite them in order that I want them in my toolbar. I've just kind of gotten used. I don't use a whole lot, so I've just kind of gotten used to where they're at, and haven't worried about it. But the first indicator we're going to use is fixed range volume profile. So if you just search fixed range, you'll see this pop up. And actually, let me just do that because I think, yeah, there is no coder here because this is a trading view indicator. You can also find this indicator in your position tab, long position, short position, and fixed range volume profile. So we're going to put that on first. We always put our fixed range volume profile indicator on the 30-minute chart, and we use the previous day from the day that we're going to be trading. So today's session on the 16th is now over. So what I want to do is put today's volume profile up to use tomorrow in tomorrow's session at the open. So we'll take that indicator and we will go from 9:30 in the morning, which is the New York market open, click and drag to 4:30, which is the time the market closes in futures, and release and then click again. That will set the volume profile on the 30-minute chart. Now I can, since it's on there, and once you have an indicator active, and by active I mean you'll see these little circles. If I click on the chart, they disappear. If I go back to the indicator and click on it, they reappear. When an indicator or a drawing is active, you will have this second little toolbar pop up. And what this does is allows you to change the settings of the indicator, where you see my cyan color and then this gray color. The cyan indicates the value area for the day, which is 70% of the total volume of the day was transacted in this range. Anything outside of that is a dark gray. We just don't need it. We don't pay attention to it until price breaks out. Then we might look at it a little bit. Don't change the inputs of this indicator. You can go in and change your colors. So you can put, I don't put it on there, but you can change buyers and sellers so you can see how many buyers and how many sellers there were outside of value. And you can also change that in the value area itself. I don't care all that much about what the buying and selling was at that price range. All I really care about is the amount of volume in that price range. Okay, high volume nodes and low volume nodes are pretty much what I pay attention to. The amount of buyers and sellers, I really don't. It's not useful in my trading. So we just don't use it. So this was today's, and typically when I have a range, I will also take the volume profile, and I want to kind of find some levels. And as we're speaking of levels, let me say the blue line obviously indicates the value area high, and the blue line on the bottom indicates the value area low. This red line is the point of control. That is the price where the most volume was transacted during that session. Okay. So come tomorrow, we could possibly open outside of the value area. And for that reason, what I want to find are a couple of days beyond this to the left to give me some volume high and volume low areas and points of control above and beyond today's volume profile. So we'll go back to this day and take 9:30, click drag to 4:30, release and click again. Okay, that'll give us a point of control and a value area low outside of today's range. Okay, we'll have to go back a little bit to find a range above today's range. And today's range was pretty low, pretty small. But I'm looking for a day like right in here. So let's see if that'll work. Because, and what you want is a day's range where price hasn't broken through the levels 2 times. If it's been broken twice, in my book, it's no longer valid. But I will take one break and still keep it on the charts. 9:30 to 4:30. And that value range is going to be kind of below what we want. So we'll go back one more day. Let's go to this day here because it looks like it might be somewhat important. And we'll put that on there. I will even go back to this day. No, that's going to be pretty much that day. Okay, this day. Okay, this will be a good day. This would be a good day in this range right here. But as you can see, Once that day was over, it broke all the levels once, broke all the levels twice. So I'm not going to worry about that day. To me, that day is no longer any good. Let's remove this one. All right. And then what we do, and I'm going to start with this one back here first, just because it's so far back, I don't want to have to come back to it. What we do then is we take our horizontal line and we match it up with the value area high, and your settings bar will open up. This is where you'll go in and create a template for your value area high and value area low. My value area low I have as blue. The text I have as blue, and then I just type value area high. Then we go down to template and we click save as, and we'll do previous value area high. Actually, I think I just have them as value area high and low. Yep. So I've already got mine saved, but just put VAH, click save, and then you have your template. What that's going to do is when you go to make a line on your chart, and you'll go through the same process on all of these lines that I put on my chart, of going in there and making a new template for each horizontal line. So if we go to the bottom for value area low, now in my settings bar, all I have to do is go to this icon right here that says templates, click on it and hit value area low, and it puts the line that I set in there. Now also in here on style, you can change the thickness of the line, you can change the opacity of the line. I put mine in 100% opacity because I want to be able to see them very well. You can change the kind of line, whether it's solid, dashed, or dotted. For my key trading levels, I kind of either like the dashed line or the solid line. Dotted, if you spread your chart out, those dots will expand as well. And I just kind of want a more precise line. So that's what my value area low looks like. Once you put one of these lines on your chart, and I need to open this up to make sure we got it right, which we don't. Once you have put your template on and you're done, you need to lock that indicator in place. What this does is if you go to grab your chart and move it, and you accidentally grab a line that's not locked, you won't move the chart, you'll just move the line, and then you'll have to reset it. So everything that you put on your chart, including volume profiles, you can lock them, you can right click on them here and lock them in this tab, or once they're active, you can lock them down here. Okay. So we need to go and put that template on for value area high, move it to where it's supposed to be, and then lock it in place. All right, and then we'll take another line and get our point of control, previous POC, and lock it in place. Okay, so I'm done with that. That gives me my levels above today's volume profile. In case price breaks up to the upside, now I have a reference point of, why am I even doing that? Just stop. Now I have a reference point. If price breaks up tomorrow outside of value area here, when we get up here, I know to start looking for more trading levels. I'm going to learn to look at the camera eventually, I promise. And then we will also, now because this line's been broken several times now, we're not going to worry about the value area high here, but we will be doing the value area low since it's outside of our current range. So value area low, lock it in, and we will also do the point of control and lock that in. Now, you will see before the market even opened today in the Asian and London session, this point of control, which was 2 days ago, 2 days ago, the 14th, yeah, that was on the 14th. But on the 15th, that is 9:30 a.m. yesterday, the previous day's point of control was respected and it moved off of that. That's, we don't trade at point of control, we trade at the extremes. But this just gives you an idea to see that tomorrow's price may or may not respect today's volume profile. But that does give us key levels to look at entering a trade. So did I lock that in? I did. Did not change this one yet to point of control. And that one is locked in as well. And then I do not, and I probably should, it makes it easier on the charts. And I'll just make a couple of changes here. So we'll go in and we'll make that blue as always, leave all of that text. We are going to put current POC. That means that was yesterday's point of control, but we're using it today. And I want to put current because, oh, that's not POC though. Current value area high. And then we'll click save as current value area high. Actually, I want to put value area high, current, and click save. Now, why would I do that also before I ask that question? Where you have your text aligned, you can change that as well. But I always put it on the right, and I'll show you that in a minute. Why would I call it? Why would I save the template as value area high current instead of current value area high? Well, if you go into your template list, if I put current value area high, it would put it all the way up here. So I want all my value area lines to be in one spot for me to grab them quickly. So when you are making templates, multiple templates for one thing, make sure that you save the template name, not the line name, but the template name in a manner that will keep them together. Okay. So let's activate that one and lock it in place. And then we will do another one for current value area low. Value area low, current. And everything else is going to be the same as the last line you put on the chart. Save as value area low, current, and save. All right. So that helps that. We got one more to go, don't we? POC. All right. And we're going to go in here. This line, this text, I am going to change to red. I'm going to change it on the previous POC as well. I don't know. I really just don't want all blue sitting over there. This line is going to be red. Text is going to be current POC. Save template as POC current. Save, okay, and lock it down. Now I need to go into the previous POC, unlock it, go into the settings, and this needs to be POC previous. Style is red, text is red. Now, all I did was change a couple of settings in this particular line. So when I go in to save as, no, it's not going to happen because I'm going to be changing the name of it. If I was just changing a couple settings on something that I wasn't changing the name of, all I would need to do would be start typing, and this would be previous POC. But we are going to change this to POC previous, so that now my previous and my current will be together on the list. So templates, we have POC current, POC previous, and since I don't need this one because I renamed it, all I have to do is click the X, and it will ask me if I'm sure to delete it, and just delete that one off the list. So now we have those taken care of, lock that in place. And that gives us all of our levels. One set of levels somewhere below the current volume profile, which we only have the volume area low in the POC because the volume area high is in this area. And then one set of levels above today's volume profile, in case price moves one direction or another, it could very well respect these lines just as well as it respects these lines. Okay, so the next thing that I put on my charts is pretty much the only actual moving indicator is VWAP. So if you just type VWAP, volume weighted average price, and star it, put it on your favorites list, this is the only indicator that I use. I will at times use EMAs, exponential moving averages. But for now, I'm trying to keep things super simple, and not get things too complicated, especially for my new students. So VWAP will add, and then the next thing we do, let's see, that is, we still got the info line. Okay, fib retracement. I am not going to go over that in this because this is for my beginners, and no, not gonna. And everyone that has trading experience just busted out laughing out loud. Fibonacci is an entire class on its own. A couple of my students are in the Alpha Traders Country Club Discord, and if I am not mistaken, there is a master class in there if you are a sloth holder, strictly on Fibonacci's. Please don't go watch it yet. Let's complete my trading system, and get you used to that and see how that works for you. And if we need to make any tweaks to it to fit your trading style, before you go on to learn other things in trading. I absolutely want you to learn as much as you possibly can. If you have a passion for trading, you're not going to be able to stop yourself from going and learning from other people, learning different indicators, learning different systems. And I think that is fantastic because the more you can learn, the more well-rounded of a trader you will be. That is how I got to how I am. I've learned from several different professional traders using several different systems and a whole bunch of different indicators. If I threw on the indicators that I have learned, I wouldn't be able to see the candles. Okay. but certain things work for certain people, and basically, almost in my mind, basically almost all the indicators tell you the same thing, just um, in a different way visually. But it's all based on price action. So, um, and a whole lot of complicated math that I don't even want to try to understand. So, all right. Now that we've got VWAP, the one thing that I will use, and I'm going to hide this for just a moment, today's volume profile. The one thing that I use in the current session I'm trading is initial balance. And I will tell you right now, the last couple of days, I've forgotten to put this on my charts, and we have had ranging days the last couple of days. And I am very bad at trading ranging days. Initial balance is really going to help me with that, but I have forgotten to put it on for the last couple of days. I have taken some losses over the last couple of days, and I have blown a couple of accounts over the last couple of days. So to me, the lesson learned over that is that, hey, put the initial balance on the charts after the first hour of trading. So initial balance is the high and the low of price action during the first hour of trading. Some people use different time frames. I was taught to use an hour. It works good for me. So basically, I am looking for the 9:30 candle, which is this one, and the 10:30 candle, or 9:30, 9:30, 10, 10:30. Where am I? Oh, I'm on the 30-minute chart. Okay, never mind. Um, it's two candles on the 30-minute chart. So this candle would be our low. So I will put a horizontal line at the bottom of that candle because there's no wick there. And again, I have a template set up for IB, but we are going to change that right now because I want my text to be the same color as the line. And you'll notice that I used a different type of line for this, which is the dashed line, because I want it to stand out from everything else. Because this is so important to me that I realized this is very important to me over the last few days. And once we get into the system itself and how to trade it, you will learn why initial balance is so important. So I'm not renaming anything. All I'm doing is changing the color. So save as IB. Save. Do I want to overwrite? Yes. And okay. So that is the low, and we'll lock that in place. And then we'll take the high of the first two candles, which is right here, and we'll put that line in, and we'll also mark that IB and lock it in. Okay. So that is almost my charts. I also want to put in, and this is going to be fun to find. I hate that candle. I don't know why. I don't know why that happened. What the heck happened yesterday? Was there news? Consumer sentiment? I think there was. But anywho, this this is a swing level, okay, or a break of swing level. So we made this high, then we had all this price action over a few days since basically November 6th. We had all this price action, and then price jumped up and broke it. Okay, so this is a break of structure right here. And what I want to do is find my swing low and my swing high. okay? So in between this break of structure from the point it was made, which was the previous highest point on the chart, and the candle that breaks it to the upside, I need to find the lowest point between these 2 points, which would be right here. Okay, this candle did not break this low, so we'll use this low. Even it may have been an equal low, but it didn't break it. Let's just make sure for the low on the candle was 80.35. The low on this candle, that says 68.50. Okay, and this is 67.25. So it did break it. So this is going to be our low. So I have what's called an info line. And if I click on that and put it at the bottom of that wick, which is down here, and drag over, make sure it's horizontal. You can see, just line it up. And then on template, we're going to do 30-minute swing low. Okay. And guess what? I need to change that color to white because it is a white line. Template, save as, 30-minute swing low. Save, yes, okay. Now, getting a little bit into swings here because of what I have, but once we break the previous high, we don't know where the new high is going to be until we get a pullback. Because anytime you break structure, there will always be a pullback at some point. My rule is that the pullback has to be at least 25% of the price from the low to the high. So this was the first high it made before it started pulling back. And this is where I use my Fibonacci to measure as well. But we'll take it from the low, click and drag to that high. And all I need to do is put my horizontal crosshair line on it. And you can see the red number. I'll go ahead and place that. The red number here is 23%. So just below that would be 25%. And it looks like we just touched 25% on this pullback here. So I can go ahead and consider that my new high. Now, if I put my crosshair here, do we have any candles that break that line, close above that line? Yes, we do. We've broken the high again up here. But because this is such a ranging market, and this was such a big up push that could, big, huge fair value gap here. We'll get into that again later. They could be filled. I'm getting way too deep in the weeds with this, but let's just say that for now, I'm going to use this as my high until we have a substantial break of this level. And I really shouldn't do that. I'm going to mark this as my high, but I'm not going to mark a new low. I'm going to leave my low where it's at because I do want to know exactly where the high was. And it is right there on there we go. I think that's straight. I don't know. There we go. Template, 30-minute swing high, and lock that in. How did I change that template? Oh, I didn't change the swing high template. So we'll change that to white. Template, save as, 30-minute swing high. Save, yes, okay. All right, so um, these are just levels I like to know. They're they are important levels, um, but it's not something that we're looking for all the time. Our main trading tool is the fixed volume range profile. Okay? I'm going to remove the Fibonacci, and now we have everything on the chart that we're going to use for trading. We're set and ready to go. Okay? Um, rectangle, we're going to have everything there yet. Rectangle, I have stopped using for the minute. You can put it in here and I'll deal with that later. For now, I'm going to tell all my new students. Um, we also use supply and demand zones in our trading. So if you go to indicators and type SMART, the number one indicator up here with 32, almost 33,000 users is Smart Money Concepts by Lux Algo. Favorite that and click on it to put it on your charts. Okay. This will draw your supply and demand zones for you, and it will also show you market structure breaks. Okay. We'll get into market structure a little bit later, and we'll get into supply and demand in class a little bit later. And I want you to have this on your charts. And I have gone back over several days and a couple of different assets and drawn my own supply and demand zones, which I normally do. I don't them on my own. And then I put on the Lux Algo Smart Money Concepts on top of it, and it is pretty spot on to what I draw. So it's a lot easier not having to find the zones, not having to draw the zones, extend the zones, mitigate the zones, delete the zones. Lux Algo will do everything for you. And I will even put it on my charts for a test run for a few weeks and see how it does. So, yeah, and you don't have to worry about locking those in. They will stay in place no matter what you do on the chart. Hey, Vivico, you need to log on. And that is everything we have on our charts. Now, the one thing I will say about the Lux Algo Smart Money Concepts, it is specific to the time frame you are viewing. So these are 30-minute supply and demand zones. Once we have everything on the 30-minute chart, we don't watch the 30-minute chart. We watch the 15. So if I switch over to the 15, this changes just a little bit. Some of them will look like they're in the same spot because they are. Because some 15-minute zones are going to be inside of 30-minute zones. So, like that, you need to go. Well, did you hurt yourself? Why are you holding your car out? Well, so this is now showing 15 minutes. And we usually enter on a 1, 2, or 3 minute chart, depending on the individual. That's a personal preference. Which chart you use, I recommend higher level 2. I do still kind of like the 1 minute chart to get the tighter stop losses. So basically, if I would get price is now coming down into this demand, right? So 4 week 1 minute change, but I still want to see this 15-minute block, then what I need to do is grab my rectangle and just throw a quick rectangle up in there, lock it in, and then move my 1 minute chart. Okay. Now that yellow box is that 15-minute supply zone. Because on this chart, guess what? You've got 1 minute supply and demand zones. And I don't want to be trading the 1 minute zones, I want to be trading 15. So yeah, you can, we can really have capacity down on this. Okay. Settings, style, background, maybe capacity down on that even more, and just kind of keep the yellow lines there. So now you can see the 1 minute demand zones inside of the 15. So we have a good likelihood of turning around here, and we also have a larger 1 minute zone inside 15 down here at the bottom. So it may bounce up this way, and again, hit this one, and then bounce out to go get some supply. We'll go through all that supply and demand. I just wanted you to see, have the indicator on, and just kind of see how it works a little bit. So I'll remove that 15-minute. But you definitely just. So that is everything on the charts that you'll need to have set for your daily trading. And I'm not going to go into the object tree right now. I will make a short video on that later because my dogs need to go somewhere. I can't say the word or should be in my lap. You need to go outside? You need to go yeah. All right. Well, I told you, enough. All right, I'm going to stop this recording. I will do object tree in a short video later. That is anything you need. Set up your charts, get them ready. Message me when you have them all set up, and we'll move on from there. Until then, take care. Also, if you haven't, please subscribe. Yes, I got it right because I'm looking for organic life. I have very few followers. So please subscribe, like the video, make a short comment. You liked it, you hated it, just any comment at all will help the algorithms push these videos out. So I do appreciate it. Love you all. Until the next video, be amazing and keep it.